Hello, welcome back to another Fashion Show. I'm JMJ Books Corner, and today we are going to talk about, this is the first month, oh my god, this is my December reading vlog. Essentially, with reading vlogs, I break them up into two halves, 1 and 2. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the books I published. I am a little tired. I just got done working an 8-hour shift. It is 7:33 in the morning. I'm about to stream Expedition 33 and then go to bed. Let's talk a little bit first. I published 3 books this year. By the time this video goes out, Mr. and Mr. St. James would have been out. That being said, the way I'm going to try to sell you these are just log lines themselves. And the first one for Gunshot Residue is Your Husband's Secrets Enough to Shatter Your World? Read the book and figure out what that means. If you love it so much and you want to pick up the sequel, its log line is What Are You Really Capable Of? You do have to read the first one to read the second one, just like you have to read the first 2 to read the newest one, which comes out December 9th. Its log line is How Far Are the Bounds of Love? I've been talking a little bit about the relationship, and some people pointed out maybe it's too spoilery, so we're going to hold off on that. And we're just going to leave you with log lines. All 3 books could be out. All 3 books are out by the time you see this. On my website, there are different links to a plethora of places you can buy them for paperbacks. Ebooks are exclusive to Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read them for free in there. This is what the signs look all together. I think it looks really pretty. I'm really excited about it. Also, I just love the colors together. I think they all pop so amazingly. That being said, I've already read 2 things this month. I know, it's only 7 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck? That's what happens when you have to work a 3rd shift. I read 2 things, and I've started a 3rd, so we're going to talk about those. I read Chapter 6 by Stephen Graham Jones. I have like 4 or 5 short stories that I'm reading from Stephen Graham Jones this month. This is one of them. This is a zombie apocalypse one. We're following 2 people as they live through a zombie apocalypse looking for a solution, and Chapter 6 plays a factor into that. I did not rate because it's only 32 pages, so I had a hard time figuring out what the plan was. If I truly feel really passionate about a short story, I will rate it 5 stars. I will tell you this is a must read. These are all 3 on tour, so I will link it down below. I'll link Stephen Graham Jones, his page directly down below. So if any of these sound interesting to you, you can pick them up yourself. That being said, I also read Every Step She Takes. I technically started this last night at like 6 in the morning, so I read the majority of it this morning. And I fucking loved it. Fun fact about Alison Crocken, this is a new release. It came out in, I don't know, I want to say it's like September. I've given every Alison Crocken book a 5-star read. Isn't that crazy? I find that so fascinating. She's by far one of my favorite authors of all time. Honestly, if we're talking stat-wise, she is probably objectively my favorite author of all time. I love The Charm Offensive. I think about Kiss Her Once for Me at least 3 times a week. And I also think about the side storyline, Here We Go Again. I really do love the relationship between the 2 teachers in Here We Go Again, or the side teacher storyline. Was fucking beautiful. Ironically, I compared that book to The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, and I'm also going to compare this book to The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. This is also about backtracking in Europe and falling in love again, or falling in love for the first time. That's falling in love. That's a second chance romance, which didn't fully work for me. This is about 2 people who meet, and I normally can't get behind like a 3-week dating relationship. It needs to be a few months for me to figure out they truly have feelings. That's just how I am as a person. I fall in love in 2 days, but I don't know. There's something about it in books. Yeah, I don't know. This follows Sadie. Her sister ends up getting injured. She's a travel vlogger, and she's already getting paid for this promotion, and so she takes her place instead to get away from her life. She's also trying to figure out who she is sexuality-wise. She's just turning 35. Well, on a plane crash, almost plane crash with this other girl named Mal, she ends up committing, she ends up saying that she might be a lesbian on 9 yards. They end up going on this trip together. It's a Camino trip, I think is what it's called. It's in Portugal. And they end up going backpacking together. It's 200 miles of walking. And they end up getting partnered up in hostels and stuff. And it's just so beautiful. I loved it so fucking much. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm so happy that I've not fully put together my top 10 of the year yet, because this just found its way probably in the top 3, top 4 maybe. I'm so excited. I will be purchasing a copy relatively soon. Honestly, my plan is to purchase a copy of them all relatively soon. I want to own all of Alison Crocken's books. And I don't know how I don't own any of them. That's crazy for me. Especially for how often I think of Kiss Her Once for Me. I'm pretty sure I will be reading it this month because it's such a Christmas book. This is the perfect time to read that. I have also started Game Changer, which is the first book in the Game Changer series by Rachel Reed. I'm nervous about this because it's written by a female author, and I'm curious to see what the sex scenes are like and the relationships and stuff, and if I actually like it or not. However, I'm really excited to watch Heat of Rivalries, and I know I need to read probably the first 2 books in the series, and so my plan is to binge read both these relatively quickly. I will be doing a whole entire series overview on them, and I do plan on doing live watch-alongs of Heat of Rivalry on here on YouTube. I'll talk to you guys soon. And I've been reading it since the first, now it's the fifth. I need to finish this book. I just haven't had time. I'm writing a lot, and so writing takes over the reading time. Is Game Changers by Rachel Reed, as well as Kip and Scott. Scott is a pretty famous closeted hockey player, and Kip is a barista, or like a smoothie maker or whatever, but he has other dreams. And they're in a relationship, and it's like I said, it is a closeted relationship, and so like they're... My big thing here so far has majority been nothing but sex. I didn't know that going into this, that these were just mostly smut. It makes a lot of sense for all the stuff I've seen for Heated Rivalry for the TV show. So I'm wondering if I'm going to like it better in the sequel. A lot of people like the sequel better, but I wanted to read them all. I'm going to do a whole video talking about the Game Changer series. There's 6 books in total. The last one came out in 2022. So yeah, I'm also more excited for this to turn into like an actual like hockey player, where it's 2 hockey players together instead of like 1 hockey player adjacent. It does seem like she only did one of these where it was like a hockey player thing. I'm really excited to watch the TV show with you guys though, but we were watching that. So I read those. Then I finished the Attack on Titans, which is why we're here to talk about it. I'm just going to hold up probably the final bind up. I'm just going to hold this up. It makes it easier for me to talk about it when I have something to show you. This is the last omnibus that contains the last 2 volumes in the series. It did everything I wanted to do, and ended exactly I thought it was going to. I've been saying this entire time that there's certain characters in here that the arcs didn't make a lot of sense in the TV show, and I think maybe it's a pacing or something, I don't know. And I continue to believe that the arcs do make a little bit more sense here. There's a sequence in here that I thought was so dumb in the television show. I was so annoyed that it went on for so long. Now it's like, why are we doing this? What's the point of it? It made me cry. The same sequence, just to give you a heads up. I gave everything, but there was like 2 volumes in here that I gave like a 4.5, 4.75, but everything else I gave a 5. I'm not really shocked by that though, to be honest with you. I love this series. I'm so happy that I did complete it. I'm so happy that I completed I watched the television show, I finished the television show, and the second part of the finale came out, movie for the finale I guess came out, and I have now read everything. Will I rewatch the TV show? Eventually, I probably will. There's certain sequences towards the end that I just didn't really remember. I saw them so soon, they didn't leave such lasting impressions that I was like, oh, that's extremely sad but beautiful, but okay, I kind of want to experience that again. That's my reading update. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hello, reading vlog. If I were to come in here and update you real quickly, I did finish Game Changers last night. I gave it a 3.25. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions, mostly talking about my favorite subjects about women writing gay men in literature, especially when they contain nothing but sex scenes. I've been talking about this for years, so it's literally nothing new. But I have a whole video talking about it, or I will have a whole video talking about it. And if I don't, I have a whole review talking about it. There's a lot of other places you can find it, and I don't need to spend like 6 hours on it. We are moving into Heated Rivalry. I had lots of problems with the first one. I've heard much better things about this. Also, this seems like they're in a much longer committed relationship, so maybe a lot of these choices I'll find better because they're in a more committed relationship. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you soon. I'm reading Heated Rivalry still currently. Did I tell you that I started the book? I'm 80% into it. I will finish it today. Heated Rivalry is such a better book. I think I'm running on like a 4.5, 4.75, something like that. There's some little things that make me really uncomfortable about it, and some of like the sexy stuff, and also some of the language. So like, it's not a 5. It's pretty fucking good though. Like, oh, okay. Like, to the point where I'm like, I don't even know what the first book was. I mean, it's super necessary because of what's going on, but honestly, like, I feel like this is a much better opening to this series, and then you can go backwards and you can read Game Changers and like have a very perfectly good experience. Honestly, probably like a better experience, and I think it will have a lot more weight and hold like a lot more power. There's a big spoiler for Game Changer. The whole emphasis of that, you would have to think of it as like a prequel with spoiler. Think of, if you read Abby Jimenez's Friend Zone out of order, if you read the second book before you read the first book in that series, I can't remember that one, the Rockstar Romance one, before you read the other one, I can't remember what the Friend Zone, I can't remember the second one's called, I'm sorry. But if you read those out of order, it's the same thing. You get spoiled for something pretty massive that happens in that book, but I feel like the Friend Zone was probably better with that spoiler. So I feel the same way with Game Changer as well. It's not like a huge one. Anyway, we're reading Heated Rivalry. I'll get back to you. That's all that I've read. I'm really liking it, so that's all that matters. Alright, I want to come in here and update the reading vlog first because I think that's important. I don't actually have the book I'm reading. It's my mom's car. I forgot it. I just took her to the doctor the other day and I was reading it. Forgot it. Just finished Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. I gave it a 4.5. So much better than the first one. Honestly, like, I think it should be read as a prequel. You should start with the second one. You can see why they decided to make a TV show based on it. And then also I started the last book, which is in Mistborn, which is Hero of Ages, is the final book in the first trilogy of this. I'm also reading that. I'm probably like 12% into it now. I was 9, and then I read it. I might be 13 or 14 now. I don't know. We're making a little bit of a dent, which is really fun and exciting. I fucking love it. It's a 5-star read. I can already tell. I'd be really shocked if it's not. I love these characters so much. I forgot how much I adored them. I forgot how much Brandon Sanderson just pulled you right in. Like, I was so immersed so quickly, which is so exciting as a reader. So yeah, very excited. But there you go. That's my reading update. I read 2 other things, I think, the last time. We're still reading. I just haven't had, this is not the week, not the month. I'm still reading Hero of Ages. We will get it done. I have time. I have plenty of time. The thing here is we're building into end of the year content, and so I need to finish Hero of Ages. I finished Heartstopper Volume 1 again. This was a random reread. I picked it up off my shelf. I had to go do something, and I was like, I need a book to read while I do it. And so I picked it up, I read it, and I gave it 5 stars. No one's shocked. I love this book so much. It did make me want to reread the entire series. However, when I tell you that my TBR for the rest of this month, in 15 days, I have 39 books I want to read, Heartstopper cannot be on the list. I just hope we understand that. And then, a part of the thing that I might end up binge reading, I don't know. I've yet to decide what I'm going to do, because I only have a few more slots left for the year for reading. A few more slots. Oh my god. I think I wouldn't mind reading the rest of Demon Slayer. I have it all. I just read volume 8. I have volume 9 through 22. And I do kind of want to sit down. I want to read it all. I want to read it all in one sitting. Or not one sitting, but over the course of a few days. And I wouldn't mind doing it on camera and just updating you guys frequently, but it'd be a Demon Slayer vlog. And I'll just come in here and be like, hey guys, I read these, and then I'll take you through them. That's a high possibility. So the last 2, like I said, I read Heartstopper, but we also read Demon Slayer, volume number 8. I gave it a 4.5. I like it was a fitting ending, but I'm so used to this one character, this big thing that happens in it. So far, nothing. I mean, we had one other significant thing that's happened so far past this point, but it's so rare. It doesn't happen as often as I'd like. Since I saw you last, I read 3 books. I read 100 Nights of a Hero. This was for a movie that I cannot go see anymore. I cannot find it near me. That's a novel adaptation versus that I will be doing just probably in the new year. I love this book. This is a 5-star read. It was everything I wanted out of a book. So highly recommend. It's a graphic novel. So like I said, it got turned into a feature-length film starring Mika Moreau, Brian X is in it, Nicholas Gastein's in it, Hugh Grant, and a few other people as well. I can't think of her name. There's a villain in Deadpool and Wolverine. I like her. I can't think of her name. I read that. And then I also read Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I think this was the last thing I was reading before we got off conversation. And I also read the short little story, The 11th Metal. This is for a series overview. And I have started reading The Housemaid. I'm still debating if I'm going to make any content on The Housemaid, because I will be posting a review of the movie when I do go see it. So I will probably do a novels versus. I feel like a lot of people are not going to care about the whole Sydney Sweeney situation. I'm going because of Mana Seyfried. I'm also seeing it for free. I'm not sure, but I'll probably do a novel versus video on it as well. But that's what I'm currently reading is that. Okay, that's my update. I originally was talking to you guys about if I was going to continue doing small books or not. This was a conversation that we were having not that long ago. I've officially decided small books are dead to me. I'm done with them. I have spent a long part of my year this year making small books. And I'm going to get Shutterbox. I'm going to get things to be able to, like, hang it up and be like, this is my year in 2025. However, the rest of this year, outside of my last book of the year and a few other things, this is it. Like, it's all sequels. I don't need to make tiny books for 13, 14 Demon Slayers if I read them all. I don't need to make tiny books for 5 Lazarus books because I read them. I don't need to do that, so I'm not going to do that. It's just what it is. I hope you understand. That being said, annoyingly for Jacob, I do have things to talk about with you. On December 23rd and 24th, I caught up to date with Lazarus. So I had volume 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'll put them in that order on the screen. 4 was a 4.5, 5 was a 4.5, 6 was a 4.25, and then 7 was a 3.75, because I do think we lost the plot. I'm excited for this to come to an end in January. I do love it so much. I do think it would be a great, like, television show, animated show, or something along those lines. But I've been reading that, and I've been reading Better in Black. We are currently we're about 300 pages into this, is where I'm at. So that's what we're currently reading. After I finish this, we are going to jump into our final book of the year. It's that time. It's officially December 26th, we are ending out this year. That's crazy. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I'll talk to you guys soon. To finish Heart of the Sun Warrior, I have like 10% left or something of it, so I'm very, very close, but I'll finish it today while I'm at work. I'm also in the middle of reading Demon Slayer, as you do know, and then another book that I did finish, which I don't know if I've updated you on. I read Better in Black by Cassandra Clare as well. This was in my best books of the year, my second favorite book of the year. I did give it 5 stars. I absolutely adored this novel. It is a 10-story collection in the Shadowhunter universe, and so what could I not love about it, really, honestly? So that was one of the books that I did end up picking out and reading. That's fun and exciting. And then, of course, another book that I'm currently reading, which I have not mentioned, which is The Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lan Tan. This is my final book of the year, so I cannot finish it until I read all the Demon Slayer I want to read and do all the other things I want to do. So that's what this is. Because I cannot finish it. Like, once I'm done with this book, I'm done reading. Like, I literally cut myself off. Is that crazy? Of course it's crazy. But that's what I do. I cut myself off. So I can't finish this, because I do plan on picking up this today as well. I want to read probably like the first like 30 or 40% of it today. So that's the plan. And then I'll pick it up again. I'll continue reading Lords of Shadows after I read my first book of the year. So it's going to go on a little bit of a hiatus for a few days, and then we'll pick it back up. But we'll talk about it in January, really, honestly. I don't know if this was a success or a failure. I'm going to be honest with you, turning my reading vlog into a month-long vlog, which turns into my wrap-up. Please let me know in the comments down below. I will explicitly talk about it in the beginning of January, so everybody can talk about it and everybody can hear it like really early on in that video. We'll see how this goes. I wanted to try something different, and it's a perfect time to try something new. I can always go back to doing normal wrap-ups of the month and bi-weekly vlogs as well. If that's something you guys prefer, I might put a poll in the community tab.